Hi, kindergartens. Here we are for our second lesson from our Mind Up program. We started learning about our brain in our first lesson, the very first time we started learning about our brain, and we learned about 3 different parts of our brain. Now, I want to give you a second to just see if you can remember what those parts are. And just say them out loud. Some of you remembered. That's good. So, one part of our brain is this prefrontal cortex. Everybody say prefrontal cortex. Good. Okay. And the prefrontal cortex, what does it do? Yes, indeed. It's our wise decision maker, right? It's right up here, right behind our forehead, and it's the thing that helps us make good decisions, right? It lets us know what the difference between right and wrong is. It actually has some of our personality in there, and it gives us a little bit of our imagination too. So it's our wise leader, our good decision maker. Okay, so that was one, the prefrontal cortex. And then we also have, remember how we did our hand? We stuck our thumb in the middle. Prefrontal cortex was at the very front. Right in the middle was our, yes, it's true, the amygdala, right? So the amygdala, let's see if you remember what the amygdala's main job is. It's being a security guard. See my phone slip sliding away on me. Yeah, it's our security guard, right? So it's what keeps us safe. It's kind of right in the middle of our brain here, and it's how you react to things, right? So if you're in a scary situation or an unsafe situation, your amygdala, which is right in the middle, it's going to let you know whether the best thing for you to do is to fight or to flee, to run away, or to just freeze in place and not move, right? So it keeps you safe. And there's one more part of our brain that we learned about. So we talked about prefrontal cortex, we talked about the amygdala, and there's something, prefrontal cortex, amygdala in the middle, and there's something just behind the amygdala called the hippocampus. Good remembering. Whoa, good remembering. The hippocampus is what actually helps you remember. Okay, so you were using it right there. It's where we keep our memories, right? And what helps us learn new information and hold on to that new information. So it's our memory saver, which is really important because it's so much fun to think about all the wonderful memories that we have in our life. So that's something that's actually really good for our heart. And to be able to learn new things, you need to be able to remember them, right? So those are the 3 parts of the brain. Prefrontal cortex, right in the front, right here. Your amygdala, right in the middle of our brains. And then our hippocampus, which is right behind the amygdala. And it looks like this. Prefrontal cortex at the front, amygdala right here in the middle, right kind of behind our ears, and then our hippocampus, the hippo camping out behind the amygdala is at the back. Okay, so I have a bottle here that looks pretty good, right? Pretty clear. You can see right through it. We're going to think of this as our brain, and this is our brain when it's calm. Pretty clear, pretty easy to make good decisions. No problem, right? Whew. However, what if something happens that scares us or something happens that makes us angry? This is what happens to your brain. I'm going to shake it up. Gets all shaken up. Hello, hello, hello. What has just happened to our brain? Well, we have all sorts of things going on in there. Is it nice and clear? Not anymore. Is it going to be easy for us to make good decisions? Not anymore, right? We need to find ways to calm ourselves down. And once we're calmed down, then we can make mindful decisions. So today we're going to talk about making mindful decisions. And when our amygdala is nice and calm, not like this because it's still busy, there's stuff all over the place. But when our amygdala is nice and calm, that allows us to make good decisions. So what I'm going to ask you to do is we're going to calm ourselves down first. So for about 15 seconds, we're not going to make a sound. We'll close our eyes. We're going to use our sense of hearing, and we're just going to listen to the sounds that are around us. We're going to be very mindful of the sounds that are around us without talking, without saying anything, just very nice and calm. Oof, look at this. We are starting to calm down, just like this bottle right here that represents our brain. Everybody close your eyes. 15 seconds, listen to every sound you hear. I see you. Okay, I hope you were able to hear some sounds in the 15 seconds, and you can just tell me what they were. I can hear, I have a son in the background and he's busy watching TV right now, so I can hear that. My daughter is in her room and she's working with some paper. I can hear the papers crinkling. My dog, he's actually lying on the floor right beside me here, and I can hear him doing a little bit of snoring because he likes to sniff and snort and make all sorts of different sounds like that. So those were the sounds that I heard in my house. And if I was busy moving around and doing all sorts of things, I probably wouldn't have been mindfully listening, and I wouldn't have been able to hear those other kind of quieter sounds that were happening. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to read to you some different situations, and you can tell me with your thumb up whether that's being mindful, whether they're calm and relaxed, and whether they're making good, clear decisions, or maybe if it's not mindful. Okay, so show me with your thumb. Being mindful, listening to somebody read a story and then being able to retell that story. Is that mindful? My phone keeps sliding away. Is that mindful or not mindful? Listening to a story and being able to retell what's said. Yeah, you're right. That is mindful. You're doing a great job of listening. Good for you. What about crossing the street without even looking? Is that mindful? Are you making a good, calm decision or not mindful? Show me with your thumbs. Whew, I guess not. That's not being mindful, right? That's not making a good, calm decision. You could get yourself into all sorts of trouble that way. What about if somebody in your family is trying to read and they need it to be very quiet? So you make sure that you're doing something that's very quiet so that they can do their reading. Mindful or not mindful? You're right. Thumb up. It is mindful. Good job. Whew. Okay. Think about this one. You come into the house, you do not take your shoes off, you run into the living room, and then you realize your shoes are on, you just kick them off across the floor and keep going. Woo-wee! Is that mindful or not mindful? I guess not. That's not very mindful at all, is it? Okay, what about listening to somebody and not speaking until they're all the way finished talking? You're quietly listening. Mindful or not mindful? Show me with your thumbs. Oh, it's glorious. That's fabulous. You're quietly listening. You're actually hearing everything that person has to say. Very mindful. Really good job. Okay, we'll try one more. How about somebody wants to give you a new kind of food to try? You take one look at that food, you don't even try it because you say you never eat anything that is the color orange. Mindful or not mindful? Not very mindful at all, is it? Not very mindful at all. So we are going to practice making sure that our amygdala, look at this. Our amygdala looks like it's calmed down now. We'll be able to make some good decisions. Very, very nice. Yeah, so we're going to practice in our lives keeping our amygdala calm, which might mean that we do some of our breathing techniques, which we've gone over in our wellness section and before the break in class, or doing a different strategy to calm yourself down before you make a decision. Okay, good job, kindergartens. Let's do a quick review on what the 3 parts of our brain is. What's this part right at the front? Yes, the prefrontal cortex, right? Our wise leader. And what's this part that's right in the middle, our thumb, right in the middle? Our amygdala, also called our security guard, right? Keeps us safe. And what about right behind our ears, right behind the amygdala? It's a little bit closer to the back. Hippocampus. You're right. Everybody say hippocampus. It's a fun one. Hippocampus, hippocampus. Hippocampus, hippocampus. It's a good one. Sing it out loud. Yeah. Okay. And our hippocampus, of course, holds on to our memories and helps us learn. So 3 different types of the brain. Tell everybody you know about what you've learned about the brain so far. And we will keep going until next time. Okay. Thanks for listening, kindergartens. Ooh, and you listened very quietly. You were very calm and cool. Were you being mindful or not mindful? Mindful all the way. Good job. Okay, guys. See you later. Bye, kindergartens.